Well, the official city of Anchorage began as a construction camp in 1915, but it's obviously expanded to Alaska's largest city. And at some points, those changes have been more noticeable than others. A recent report from the Alaska Department of Labor shows the changes in Anchorage neighborhoods mainly focused on the city's transformation since 1980. The report looks at incomes, ethnic makeup, and population.
Things that surprised us were from 2010 to 2020, Anchorage posted its first decade-over-decade loss in population. Up to that point, we had been adding about 30 to 50,000 residents with each decennial census. Also, we found pretty shockingly that housing construction has really reduced in recent years.
Here's what economist Sam Tappan is talking about. For the 1970s and 80s, more than 31,000 new homes were built each decade. By the time you get to the 90s, that dropped to 14,000. And in the 2010s, about 7,000 new homes. What's surprising is that the first 2 years of this decade, only 123 new homes had been built.
Obviously, a lot of that was influenced by the COVID pandemic, but we were already pretty far behind in terms of new housing construction, and that really exacerbated the problem.
Looking at the population split out by neighborhoods was also fascinating. This yellow line is the Hillside neighborhood. Fewer than 15,000 residents in the 1980s. That jumped to more than 30,000 by the 2010s. But as you can see, most of the neighborhoods have sort of leveled off in the past 2 decades.
I think Anchorage is just going through some growing pains where we're realizing that we can't keep constructing on these new greenfield areas, and we're going to have to start learning to redevelop old areas and build up.
Now you can hear my full conversation with Sam Tappan. Just search In Depth Alaska on our website, podcast, and YouTube channel. Really fascinating. You can also find a link to the full September Trends Report on alaskasnewssource.com.